Hello one and all, this is crashandcortex bringing you the first video in a few months. The actual video, not just music. I apologise profusely for this huge gap in between actual content. I'll just say that this one little thing called life managed to get in my way. Although that's an explanation, not an excuse. Anyway, this is a shiny battle against a person who actually requested a shiny battle against me. Shiny hunter known as TheGusgus42. A nice wonderful lad who, before this battle actually begun, very recently found the shiny Latias. Huge congrats to him, and he uses this Latias in this battle. And he wanted a shiny battle against me after watching one of my battles with the Master 327, and as a generally decent chap, I kind of obliged, and he actually brought a really frightening team. I hate Slowbro. I really hate Slowbro. And he decided to bring a Slowbro with him. And my team isn't exactly well equipped to deal with that, if I'll be quite frank. I didn't really bring the best team, but, you know, let's just get into this fight. Honestly, my memory is terrible, but, Gusgus, I'm horribly sorry this took so long to upload. It's about time I do that, and here you go. I'll try and give this battle the justice it deserves. Now, Archeops is really an unusual Pokemon to fight. I'm not used to fighting it, so for all I know, this thing could be carrying Flamethrower and just decimate me in one hit. Ferrothorn had an Ochre Berry, so I could have survived the Flamethrower either way, but I was quite anxious as to what it would do. Luckily, though, we just decided to go for the rocks both turns. I've not really seen Stealth Rock lead Archeops very often, so it's quite a rare choice. You know, not exactly a common choice. It does go for the Acrobatics, and that is a critical hit from an Archeops, which has base 140 attack. It does a lot. I decided to Thunder Wave, and this comes back to bite me in the ass. I don't know why I did this. I should have just gone for the Gyro Ball right off there and killed it. I guess I was anticipating a switch to Latias or something dumb. Or Arcanine, more appropriately, because I know he had an Arcanine on his team. I guess I was anticipating a switch to that and I wanted to cripple it. But then I go for Gyro Ball. You do not use Gyro Ball when you paralyze a Pokemon. Remember that. Use Power Whip like that and then bam. Fossilized birds go down instantly. And that's a good rule if you're using Durians like Ferrothorn. Now, Arcanine is probably Ferrothorn's worst matchup in the history of everything, aside from, like, maybe Heatran. Not only is it bulky, it also has Intimidate, and it could have had one combination of Will-O-Wisp or Wild Charge to screw over my Azumarill switching. So I was very worried about what could happen, what could transpire. Hell, imagine if Flare Blitz got a burn as well. Now that would be really frightening. Arcanine doesn't go for the Will-O-Wisp, thank Christ, and it decides to just go for the Flare Blitz. Even then, Azumarill is bulky, but it gets burnt! A burnt fucking Azumarill. Would you believe that? Oh God, I was praying to the Lord Almighty it wouldn't get burned. The Lord Almighty, which doesn't exist, and I got burnt right then and there. Absolute travesty. And you know what? Hacks pervades throughout this entire match. And I feel particularly sorry for Gusgus because it happens to him more often than it does me. He gets screwed over just as much as I do. And the Arcanine did have Wild Charge, so Azumarill did literally nothing throughout this whole fight, and I was expecting it to be my MVP. My team was not well prepared for fire types in general, and Arcanine is quite bulky, so it's difficult to think of an answer for it anyway. I decided to opt for Chandelure, who is secretly equipped with a Choice Scarf. And I was hoping that with the recoil damage and Stealth Rock that Shadow Ball might be enough to take it down. It's not. And it happens to have Crunch. I was expecting close combat and, I don't know, maybe Morning Sun or something, but you know, Crunch just completely eradicates my shot of doing anything with Chandelure right then and there. So this Arcanine, major fault on my side. Huge props to Gusgus for bringing it along, since, you know, it really ruined my day. It's a beautiful shiny. I need to hunt the shiny Growlithe one day. Hey, you know what? It's super cool. I really like it. And here we go. Here we have Weavile. This Weavile gives Master 237 a lot of trouble until he started changing his team up a bit. And, you know what? It at least is actually able to do something. It knocks off the Arcanine and just takes off that last little sliver of health. Not much of an achievement, but, you know, Weavile living the thug life, knocking off its leftovers, better than nothing. I was terrified of Slowbro, not the least of which because it's absolutely ridiculously bulky, but also because there's Mega Slowbro, which it was totally going to be from the start, let's be honest. It's also really strong and can burn things with Scald. So I decided to bring in Reuniclus, because Magic Guard basically alleviates the burn which Scald could give on me. So even if it did burn me, I wouldn't really mind too much, and I was really hoping that Mega Slowbro wouldn't be EV'd in such a way that Scald could 2KO Reuniclus. It's bulky, but thankfully it can't do that. And it doesn't burn on the first turn. Scald does a 3KO right about. Burns on the second turn, no, but you know what, it doesn't matter. I don't get burned, I'm a Reuniclus, I have Magic Guard, I don't give a fuck. Shadow Ball actually one-hit KOs the Mega Slowbro, would you believe that? It's a bulky motherfucker, but this is the power of Life Orb Reuniclus. with Magic Guard. No recoil, all of the power, none of the drawbacks. Fantastic Pokemon, and more people should use it, honestly. Even if Focus Blast is a pain in the ass and you don't want to do it. So this beautiful shiny Jolteon actually put a huge monkey wrench into any plans I might have had. Simply because Substitute made me worry profusely about the possibility of him passing a Substitute to Latias or any one of his other Pokemon, which are huge threats in its own right. Substitute always causes worry within me because you can do anything with it. It's one of the most versatile moves in the game. Now, on something as fast and relatively powerful as Jolteon, it can be a huge threat. Substitute Life Orb was a weird set, I'll be honest, but damn if it didn't really put into work. Gusgus really did put in work with this Jolteon during this game. And you know what? I was scared that this Jolteon would have him Power Fire. It would be like Master's amazing Mega Trick and just have an amazing move pool to screw me over. But no, he decides to screw me over with the power of Thunderbolt Hacks instead. And missing hacks as well, as it turns out, because Power Whip just completely whiffed this Jolteon and it gets a free substitute and it's able to just lie behind it for this turn because I also get fucking fully paralysed. And Jolteon just doesn't obliterate my soul with Shadow Ball, but it does a lot more than I would have liked. It's a physically defensive set, and I just want you to remember that Life Orb damage there, because that happens to bite Gusgus in the ass later on in the fight, and by later on in the fight, I mean this very turn, as Jolteon's able to score a KO on the Ferrothorn with Shadow Ball, but at the same time, the Life Orb damage combined with using Substitute twice basically results in a double down. So that Jolteon completely destroyed me, but it also completely destroyed itself. A bit of a sad fate for a poor little electric puppy, wouldn't you say? By the way, I love Shiny Latias and I really want it, and congratulations to Gusgus on receiving that. I know it's incredibly late, and this battle in general is incredibly late, but it's a bit of consolation for you, man. You're wonderful. You're a great battler. Great guy to go against. It was a good match. And Weavile actually manages to outspeed and completely one-shot that Shiny Latias, which was a huge relief, honestly, because I didn't know what that Latias could do. It was an Assault Vest, thankfully, unlike Masters, or was it Master? I think it was, which had the Soldier, would you believe? He bought the Soldier on it simply because it had Dragon Breath, and that was a bit ridiculous. So Kindra's pretty bulky. I know I won't be able to carry it in one hit, but I also don't want it rain dancing. I come very close to carrying it, but it doesn't really work out for me. And Kindra just decides to go ahead and completely drown my Weavile with a lovely old tidal wave down there. And the Fog Life is no longer applicable for my poor little weasel. And here comes the star of the show, who never ever gets his chance in the limelight, simply because my other Pokemon tend to do really well in a battle, and Gallade just doesn't show up. But here you go. Behold the majesty that is Shiny Adamant Mega Gallade. This actually comes from 3rd generation, so it's a 4% Shiny Routes. And boy, am I glad Gallade got a Mega Evolution. Even though it didn't come into play, because, you know, it has regular Gallade speed on that turn, so it just has to sunk the full brunt of that tidal wave in before retaliating with a huge, nice and powerful Leaf Blade. So that is the game. Thank you very much, TheGusgus42. You provided an amazing match for me. And again, I apologise so much for the fact that this came up ridiculously late. I know, I haven't really been in the best mental state as of late, but that's an explanation, not an excuse. So, I've done it now, and hopefully it's to your liking. If it isn't, then hopefully we can have another battle sometime, whenever you feel like it, whenever we can organise it. And I guess until next time, bye-bye everybody.